Let's face it, we've all heard by now how fast of a platform TikTok is really growing. Now with our e-commerce brand that's gone extremely viral on TikTok, we've also taken advantage of TikTok influencer marketing. And we've sent our items to people that have somewhere between 500,000 to 2 million followers and seen some great results. So if you follow the checklist that I'm about to provide you guys in this video, chances are you will have a great experience with influencers on TikTok while it's still cheap and underpriced. TikTok influencers is almost the shortcut to becoming known on TikTok with your brand and getting revenue. Now, of course, there's a cost to that, but there's a way to minimize that cost and get the best deals possible if you follow a few key things that I'm gonna break down for you in this video. So without further ado, sit back, make sure you watch this till the end of the video because there's a couple gold nuggets in here throughout the whole video, and let's go. You won't find a deal like this anywhere else besides TikTok. It's underpriced and super undervalued, and many influencers do not truly know how much they are worth. They are novice marketers and they have to pay their bills, so they are willing to accept lower than usual prices, unlike Instagram where you're paying tons of pages, tons of money. Now I'm gonna break down exactly how much amount of money you should be paying per follower basis. All you need to know right now is that if you are debating if you should be advertising through influencer marketing on TikTok, chances are if you're in a common niche, then yes, you should. It's underpriced. Now to understand why it's so important and how underpriced it still truly is in 2021, let's discover how we actually find these influencers. Step number one is using hashtag search. All you're gonna wanna do is go to the explore page on TikTok, type in some very broad, relevant hashtags that are in your niche, and start scrolling. I'm a true believer that if you have the time, perhaps 4 to 5 hours a week, to just sit down and do this, it's worth just doing on your own because you have full control over negotiating. You're not gonna get screwed by some stupid company or agency. Do it yourself. Anyways, once you've found a few broad hashtags, the first thing you wanna do is at least collect a list of at least 10 influencers and make sure you get their emails. Now there's a few ways to get their emails. Some of them will leave their email in their actual TikTok bio, which is obviously the best. But if they don't, you can just usually click through their Instagram and they're gonna have their email there. Now once you have those 10 to 20 emails or even more of influencers, you're gonna wanna create a cold email campaign. I use a free extension called Gmask that links to my influencer account Gmail and then compose my cold outreach template. Now I'm gonna link this template below for you guys in a Google Doc that any of you can use and of course tailor around with. But we found that this one worked extremely well, and I'm also gonna include the winning subject line that we found that had an over 75% open rate. If an influencer has 500,000 followers and their videos are only getting a couple thousand views on average and maybe now and then one pops off, you might wanna stay away from that compared to one that has a lot of videos being posted and getting a lot more views. Now, as cliche as that may sound, it's important to remember, just because they have a big following does not mean that they're actually valuable. Some people have one video go off and they'll gain 100,000 followers and that's it, and they can't recreate because they don't have the business mindset. So these are not good influencers to work with. What you wanna see is an influencer who's posting consistently, gets consistent, good amount of views, and just makes good quality content that has to be native to the platform. Awesome. Now you've sent out your first cold template email and you're gonna get a few replies for sure. Before they even reply to you with rates, you should have a decent understanding of what on average the fundamentals of pricing are going to be when shooting these influencers. I find that if you're working with an influencer that has an audience between 10,000 followers to 100,000 followers, you're gonna approximately pay $150 per post / per video. So they're gonna reply to you, and the first thing you wanna ask for is number one, their rate sheet, how much you actually charge per video, and then number two, a screenshot of their TikTok page insights. Now this is huge. This is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when choosing influencers. They don't even understand who they're actually promoting their products to, and they just have a hypothesis in their head. All you really wanna see is the main gender of their audience. So like if you sell a female item, you want at least 90% of their audience to be females, and then the countries. So for most cases, now I do know some brands that sell only to Europe or Asia, but for most cases, you want majority of the audience to be from the United States. They might throw out a really cheap price, have a big following, but all their following's from the Philippines, for example, and that's not good for you and your shipping, and you're just gonna get a ton of low quality traffic. Nobody wants that. They're gonna respond to you with their current rates, and now you're gonna whip out the second script here, which is the negotiating script. Now you're gonna say, listen, we are a growing brand. We wanna work long-term with you. This is not a one-time hit and run kind of thing. We wanna do this consistently. Are you open to price negotiating? Now it's beautiful on TikTok because a lot of these influencers do not know how much their time or money is worth, and so they're willing to come down and negotiate. Now and then they will have an agent that takes care of their stuff. You might want to stay away from that. For most influencers that are handling it themselves, it's simple. You can negotiate with them, and if you use the right emotions and follow the scripts below, chances are they will be open to negotiating. The last thing to remember is to be clear about deliverables. Now, you don't want to just ship them an item and say, okay, make, because we've tried that a lot of times where we just ship it and say, okay, do your thing, whatever. And sometimes it can work, but if you provide them 3 clear examples of what to do and kind of some great examples for them to follow, they're really just gonna do a better job. Now, of course, if you're choosing an all-star top tier influencer, they're gonna know what to do more than you probably, and then you wanna trust them. But if they're smaller or it might seem a little bit more unprofessional, you wanna provide those deliverables regardless and just show them examples of what you want made, so you're not paying for something you don't even want. Remember, they're posting this once and it has 24 hours to 48 hours to go viral. After those 48 hours, it's very unlikely that video is gonna take off and go viral, so you want it to go viral the first time. That's why it's super important to be clear about what you want made and figure that out by yourself. After that, it just comes down to a few more things. Number 1, you want to ship them your item as fast as possible. So if they're in the States, use DHL or use a very high quality shipping line. And then you want to give them some kind of affiliate discount code or some kind of discount code to track their revenue. You can use an app like Social Snowball that actually works with affiliate commissions, or you can just use Shopify's basic discount code creator to track exactly how many people use that. Now, there is some compliance that the FTC will want you to look out for. So for example, influencers should be putting hashtag ad in the description of the ad because you are paying them to post that, so it should be right at the beginning of the video. I've seen influencers put hashtag ad at the end of the description. That does not count, and they actually got in big trouble for that. If you want to play by the rules, make sure that they also disclose that it's an ad to their audience. And if you follow all of these steps, chances are it's going to be a successful campaign, and you're going to want to do more ads and more videos with them. We found that once we had all these in line, it really worked out well for us. And although we can't disclose too much information, we've worked with influencers that had an audience somewhere between 500,000 to 2 million followers and seen some amazing results, all from TikTok. And if we were to do that exact same thing on Instagram, which we have, it was a lot less yielding. You know, people on Instagram are used to the ads now, they're used to all that stuff. It's a very older platform compared to TikTok where all the attention is. All right guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I encourage you right away to get ready and just get those first 10 influencers or 20 influencers off the bat, email them and see the result. Remember, it's super underpriced. So even if everything lines up and it goes wrong and you don't get tons of revenue, your brand is still going to get so much more eyeballs now that you would have to pay 3 times more for on Instagram or whatever platform you like, Facebook, Google, etc. TikTok is the cheapest. With that being said, guys, the video is now complete. Best of luck, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. All right, guys, video's over. If you're still sticking around, thanks so much for watching. Just one more thing I wanted to mention. If you are an entrepreneur of any sort, you know, you're a beginner, you're an expert, you're somewhere in the middle, and you want to be in a community that has a lot of like-minded people that are doing e-commerce, starting their own, you know, software as a service companies, and everything in between there, feel free to join my Discord server. Each and every single day, people are coming in and joining my server and just interacting. You don't even have to talk too much. A lot of people just join and like to listen in on what we're talking about. Look at all the resources that I have in there. There's a lot of channels in there talking about things like investing and e-commerce and software. And of course, all my YouTube videos are in there, and I'm always in there giving you gold nuggets. So if you want to join, that link is below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.